Hi there, this is Orion Williams from FizzMarble.com, and I'm reviewing Dust: An Elysian Tail for Xbox Live Arcade.
That the greatest of Elysian tales began.
An Elysian Tail begins with the character Dust raised from the dead with no memory of who he was before his demise. The events that follow teach the player and Dust himself more about his past and, more importantly, his present. The story is told primarily through dialogue pop-ups with close-ups of the characters and are animated nicely. The mood and attitude of the speaker is always displayed through the animation and coincides with the voice acting well. Even though the look of the game is child-friendly, the story deals with mature themes such as love, loss, guilt, and redemption. These won't scare away the kids, but the way the story elegantly unfolds will go over their heads. Occasionally you are given a choice on how Dust will respond to an action or dialogue. This helps to make Dust's journey a little more your own. I love how self-aware the game is. Fidget, a sidekick of sorts, often breaks the fourth wall with comments like, "I hope you saved recently," as you approach a dangerous area, and "Wait, did you just put that in your inventory?" as you collect a farmer's lost sheep. This comic relief is well balanced with the intense sword fights and the heavy themes that reoccur along the story arc. The graphics in Dust generally maintain a G-rated look, despite tearing up countless monsters with your sword, but they belie the darker, more mature themes in the story. The game looks nice in screenshots, but in motion it becomes beautiful. Each character has their own look. Many of the characters are anthropomorphized animals, including the main character Dust. I saw clothing styles that borrowed from Chinese and European trends. The art design is fantastic, showing off a great variety of moods. The different regions that you will visit on your adventure are varied in their setting. Likewise, the monsters vary from region to region, so you never feel like you are fighting the same baddies. The visual effects in Dust are rich in detail and seem like organic, natural occurrences rather than the product of some game designer. Fire effects and explosions, lightning, your sword whooshing through the air, wind, water, mist, everything looks good and it all fits neatly into the art style. Once you start, nothing jars you from the experience. Everything looks like it belongs. The music sets the tone well enough and is neither memorable nor distracting. It's almost not noticeable, which I believe to be a sign of a score well written. Mood music works best when you don't know it's there. The sound effects complement the visuals incredibly well. Many games employ an industrial mechanical element to their menu sounds, but Dust takes place in an enchanted land with mystical properties and characters, and the sounds are perfect for helping you understand that. Everything visual has a clear matched audible cue. The menu sounds are pleasant and the sword sounds are excellent whether they are the slashing of monsters or the clashing against shielded opponents. Every bit of dialogue in the game is voice acted and for the most part it's very well done and fits the art style like a glove. During the conversations it's almost like watching an 80s cartoon like He-Man, with playful dialogue and a dramatic flair to all the characters to give each their own distinct personality. If all of this bothers you, there are always easy options to skip the dialogue. But how does it play? Dust: An Elysian Tail is a side-scrolling platformer action RPG. Character movement is governed by the left thumbstick, A to jump, X and Y to strike with your sword in various combinations, B to unleash Fidget's rather pathetic special move. Her move is so weak that the game points out how weak it is, and teaches how to amplify it by holding the Y button and creating a whirlwind with your sword, directing the attack at your whim. You can also press and hold the X button just before an attack to parry and daze your attacker. The left and right triggers are used to dodge left and right. It was a little strange at first having directional dodge buttons, but I got used to it before long, and now it's completely natural. The controls are very responsive and combat starts fairly easy and works its way up to high-intensity battles. The game does a great job of honing your skills and gradually preparing you for the encounters to come, and there are rewards for those at a higher skill level, including challenge rooms with leaderboards. With every kill and side quest comes experience points. These add up to give you gems that allow you to increase your base stats, so you can build a character suited to your playstyle. There are numerous unlocks for weapons and armor, and they serve to boost your attack or defense or luck, pretty standard fare. These are merely stat boosts and there is no visual indication of what gear you have equipped. But it's a cool addition for those who like to be the most effective monster slayers they can be. There are also special characters that, when unlocked, give permanent stat bonuses, and since Dust has an indie heritage, it pays homage to some other indie heroes with these special characters. With all that Dust: An Elysian Tail has to offer, it makes me wonder how the game can sell for $15 while Rayman Origins started at retail for $60. They are both great games, but the amount packed into Dust and Elysian Tail will make you feel like a filthy thief for paying so little and getting so much. While there is no multiplayer component to Dust, it isn't a mode that feels missing. This is an experience you don't need to share with anyone else. I very much enjoyed my time with Dust. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 marbles. It's easily worth your time and money if you like this type of game. We saw some great games in the last several weeks for the Summer of Arcade promotion. I am confident that the decision makers at Microsoft put Dust and Elysian Tail as the headliner for a reason. It stands out, not just as a great Summer of Arcade game, but as a brilliant add to the Xbox Live Arcade lineup.